No one likes to wear a shoe, but anyone power. Oh, it's just the mafia doesn't brainwash from beyond the gate. Only empire can ever see. And there is no empire in this world anymore. And the BC Hells Angels didn't bring cash to anybody who called Cody Hayden. Nope. And clip the coffin loses. Because I was just saying to a man here who wants to pretend like he's my friend, he's in on the pimping business. And after you beat and yelled at all the fucking prostitutes you want back east in Ontario, he must have migrated out here. Because he's here and he does meth. I'm here. I do meth now. I'm quitting. But I am. I cut back. I smoked a little bit on here. But I'm not worried. I don't worry about nothing. But one man would be hard to kill. I won't mention who he is. Because he's watching this because he wanted something done. He wanted me and my grandfather broke up. Well, my grandfather wasn't a Hell's Angel. If he was, only men from the Garlic City would remember him, and that'd be 80 plus club. Because if you're 80 plus years of age, we're not worried about that. I am. The internet. Because I care. And who knows about the internet? Well, nobody, because they don't exist. What about the team? Around. I can see that. Good. Business. She doesn't know anything about me. But she's not watching me. She isn't on a date. She didn't want me to know that. Because I don't know that. Right? Because I'm the genius from Richmond Elementary. Before she was even born, I was a genius. And that's a hard thing to cover up. And nobody speaks to it, to be honest. Nobody. I'm trying to get on one of these. Well, I don't play no. No, I don't. And I wouldn't know it. It's not what I'm on. Nobody wants to leave is zero and one. We find ourselves there. And we do it there. We're not on a Windows laptop because when this, so it goes down. Right? And where it is. You're the chink with the raghead stuff. I wouldn't say that. And that's not me. Did you see him out there? So I didn't say that. And what are the Yankees? Not the team in New York. I'm not blaming on myself. Got Facebook? I should get it done anyway. I got a couple guys on my Facebook account belonging to me. 938. And I wouldn't say that about anyone. I'm not racist towards the women. I'm not. Because the women deserve all the things in the world. Now, I think Queen was the second didn't like men at all. But she loved the men that was loyal and devoted to her. Because there's a lot of good men. And, well, if I ever had a say a place for the women to do my home, yeah. The biggest thing, but you don't want to do the time, but somebody doesn't know anything about my puts me on their feet. Track record. With my brothers, he stomped a man out right on the front step. He ended up being back in the against it. And he didn't know how it was independent, so and that's good. So I don't know. This is message for them. Yeah, Randy Charles. You're famous, not for any good reason. But Carson's grandfather was the World War II vet. I know that. Does he know that? Was he cheating on Darlene? He better not have, because he didn't seem like a man who would cheat on him. He may not have done that. You better not have. Because the Hells Angels lost the right to the drug care and the pink care a long time ago. They did. Probably no man had the feel right there over the Hells Angels. And they did the best they could to work out how to hide things from me. And simply put, I don't do violence anymore. Because if I got busy, I go straight to Clifford's house and shoot him while he's slept. And just let him leave her alive. It's her house anyway. It's not in his name. Maybe I got that one wrong. Or maybe he puts it in her name. And she stands by him because he has houses all over the city. And when he wants to go have a fucking whore in a different house, it's not Sean's mom. She's a saint. And I wouldn't change that for a reason. And Cliff is cheating, which he is. I guarantee fucking it. A helicopter pilot, not a chance. I've been researching that man for 30 years, and he's iffy. He is. I cut him out in '08. He didn't fucking like that. He didn't like that. He asked me to sit on and rotate. For iffy, it does, because he put a computer full of child pornography in my house when I was a kid. My dad took it to the cop shop because he trusted that I knew what I was talking about, and I'm pissed off at him, Clifford Coughlin, and Guy, who thinks he's my dad. Well, he is my dad, but genetically, I was closer to Wayne Aston because me and him had a fixing. I did small bag dope sales, and I'm never, ever joining the Hells Angels or the Nomads. Never. Don't do it, kids. Because in 15 years, the one post I made on Mob Radio 4, right at the top, good luck. Good luck brainwashing another youth into thinking that the Hells Angels are good. Because they're evil fucking tyrants. Every last one of them in the cameras are there. And there's some brave men who have stood up to Cliff lately because they're sick of him taking their fucking stuff when he makes situations where it's impossible for them to pay back the bill. And then it's not paying them anymore. So, these are losing power. And he should know that's not a reason for him to power grab. Play ass grab with me. If he's watching Best Friend. He didn't like that Banner because of the name. It means Elizabeth Banner, and I'm talking. I'm not talking to anyone in power, no. Only to fall down Hells Angels that don't represent the Wolfpack. I'm not part of the Wolfpack, but this house that burned down in Queen, well, the wind shifted. And kids don't join them. The Hells Angels or the Nomads. My dad was ripped off for years. He could easily just be a hang around that, but he hung around, but he didn't want to hang around because he simply didn't make the cut, the typograph cut, or like the stuff with Sons of Anarchy, because he didn't want to join. And well, me and him are having an argument. He still holds the white mobile to the north, and I'm at somebody's house that stays with recognition might have picked up, or a phone call was made. Well, I don't know. I don't know about his rap sheet. I don't give a shit. He trusted me to tell him. Now, so I'm just off. I'm on the bottom team. I'm struggling to go to the gym and pick myself up every day. Yeah. It's really hard to get the fucking gym because it's really hard to get the gym when he's a fucking liar. And he raped Patricia Coughlin, and he did. He chewed him. So he must have raped somebody that he shouldn't have, but he was under order. And there were 3, maybe 4 men that wanted revenge on him for different things. And nobody knows. I didn't say it. I didn't. And if you're in the Hells Angels inside, you know one thing about Cody Hayes. He's not a Hells Angel. He's not a nomad. He's not a hangout or a prospect. He would never be any of those, ever. And that's a fact. Because what the Hells Angels, 21 years of this fucking shit. But it was Kyle D who spread the rumor I was going to kill Hells Angels off. Well, adios, amigos. And I can't remember what that means, but it was in the book Hells Angels at war. But the Hells Angels are at war, aren't they? They're infighting. Well, they better be infighting. That's the way me and Miles kept them after about 2015. When, well, he's dead since 2022. And I, 2024, I learned of that in June when he passed. So I'm 2 years late on him passing, you know? And he was an American legend and he was on the ring. And, well, he created him. And and I think they were trying to take the world over with telecommunication towers. And well, I might have found that figured that out. And the Wolfpack, they don't work for me, but they're secretive conglomerate of sorts of organized criminals that aren't big government organized criminals. That's with Valix and Savage, and he's trying to win the brainwash war, and he's not winning. Because I just had a nap in the back of a Monticello, and I did. I probably won't sleep all night because I could, because someone's listening now. But when I leave you somebody else, that's not okay. But he answered his phone, and he let me in the door. And somebody might see him on camera, but he's thinking that the views are how just BC. Like, it's quite nice that you can see this. It's not Pornhub. Patty Haynes owns it. Maybe I got that one wrong. Or Patty Haynes does own it. Oh, Patty Haynes. And he doesn't want any more nightmares, does he? Because I am a ghost in the darkness. And, well, Jeff doesn't want any more nightmares. There's something to do with him focused on me all fucking day. Because if I can't get him one way, I'll get him the other. I ain't worried about that. Because if the mafia gets busy, which one? And well, nobody pushed around the kid. Because that's what Jumbo called me. Chris was never called the kid. He never even met Jumbo. Okay, Chris, she didn't meet anybody until after the yellow pill strategy. Well, I was assisted by that myself if it ever happened. Because I remember the 10 years later. And Brian Ledoux, but did you know anything about a fire chief that fell in the river in Cass Creek? Because were you out there when that happened, Brian? Brian? And they've been trying to push me around for 21 years. And I'm not scared of nothing. Because the Hells Angels don't push me around. They don't. They never fucking do in person. Somebody's here right now, and he seems to think that he's more important than his cousin or his niece. I don't miss him. And that was something like he did maybe, and that's why it happened. I told him who did that, and he's mine. And I'm not going to do that too, because I don't do that. And he likes having a place to stay. And it's not his building, he knows that. And well, and somebody knows them because they own buildings here. And this is the problem. I don't have money like that, but I'm a logical man. And there's a reason why I don't have money like that, because we're in British Columbia. Somebody invests money in New York, and he doesn't have any connections to the underworld yet. Somebody else talks to somebody in New York, Mr. Bacon, and he can mention me first. Because it's that obvious, Mr. Bacon. You're caught without being caught. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But that's nothing to do with me, because I don't have anything to do with lawmen. Because I understand they're in the United States of America. And inter-police is a great idea. And, well, I'm not a policeman, that's for a fact. But what's the word? Never think of it anymore. I'm not going to poke you. It would be controversial. Well, it's controversial, because I'm not a fucking secret policeman either. But I write pretty good. I write lots on the internet. You got all my content pages for you, well, I never told anybody all of them, except on my Facebook. Nobody goes on my Facebook. I don't eat pussy. I don't. And I would not, because she's on an overnight. And, or she just doesn't need her phone, because she needs an internet connection. And, well, Sandra, I never had Sandra before. Sandra. You know, that's tomato sauce. I wouldn't dare. You got to send me your I don't say that. Nope. They cut me out of that night. And they did. Somebody forgot about me. I said I had something to sell. And who's she? I don't know her from the hole in the ground. Never met her personally. But she's beautiful. And she's well liked by me. And I never met her either, but she's well liked by me. But only because I'm trying to make you famous. And well, you're internet famous. And my mom's a doctor. How do I know that? I don't know nothing. And parents keep secrets. And where are we at? Because I have a select group of, I'm fans to select group, and I'm fan of, she's a corner girl, so I'm a fan of her too, and I am. And I'm at a different place tonight. And he's a pimp. No, he's not. And I wouldn't say that online. Of course he is. And how would I know that? I'm not fucking stupid. And so the husband is like, he's already said, complete brainwash of the whole city. And there's that click off and just going on the river. Isn't he a brainwash expert? I'm not talking to anybody in power because organized criminals have a thing called power, but only in the underworld do they have power. And if you're in the underworld, you're an organized crime person. Then I'm an underworld figure, and I am because I got something called Grandpa's house, and that was designed for one man, and he left the bottom door open because if he wasn't there, if I had a silencer, he'd be dead because he went to jail on a manslaughter beef, and they're trying to send me a message. And good luck on that. I've never had Fanta before. Okay. I'm used to it. And there's a lot of people. What is it? The orange juice is hot. Yeah, because they're going to the camera. They're second. I went there in World War II. I went back to before the country was in Germany. And, World War II happened, and the Americans, the Allies won. And they did. And I'm just saying, I think they had Fanta in Germany. World War II ended in 45. I know that. And, died at 45, I'd probably shoot him. He didn't shoot me one way when I'm not here, and another way when I am here. But we have a plan this week. And don't worry, Sydney. You don't have to worry about taking the sale.
Whether you're here or not,
you're Riley or you're drunk because you're not here anymore. Her and Kelsey left. They went their separate ways. But they're at the same place in
they
Brock.
left like an hour apart.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
That's money. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. I got a bit of a portfolio left.
She left first, and then
he's trying to be secret. Well, he's not sure to rub me or anything. I'm not going to say his last name because it kind of matters at this point in time because you're in the 80 Plus Club and you want influence on here, but you have to talk to me in person about it because it's kind of new, this best friend in Congress area. They got it last, and you heard through word of mouth. And that's how that's how I've always drug dealed, through word of mouth. I've never been caught by an undercover because Chris Gregoire did something to get out of an interrogation room. He didn't rat me out. He ratted out someone else called Jason Robertson. And Jason Robertson was rounded up then because he got out for $10,000 square. No. He was a rat to somebody in Surrey. Somebody got popped around 07 in Surrey. And they know who that was. And they're pissed off at Jason R. Well, couldn't be pissed off at me because this G was supposed to be my right-hand man. But he got popped, ratted out Jason R. And now him and Chris, Jason R. and Chris, are now Chris the homo are now on Cliff's payroll, and they know him very well because Chris knows Cliff well. That's like his son. He settled Cliff and his wife settled empty nest syndrome with Christy and Chris. And that was a bad idea, but I'm not ratting you guys out. I'm not. I'm just saying that's the truth. I figured you guys out. Cliff Coughlin has lost power because he's not going to sleep well tonight because you better watch your fucking ass, Clifford. Ifford, Quiffy, or is he Iffy? He is. I tracked him for 30 fucking years. And I know of a nice shot straight down the fucking pipe. Straight down the pipe, the gun barrel, where you fucking come out of your fucking house, up that driveway with the gravel, 300-yard shot right through your fucking forehead. And I'm not going to do it. It's a little vivid, but it would work because he's involved in brainwashing people. Because I was there this summer. I didn't go across the gate, no. I spun my tires in the driveway. In which car? Well, nobody talks about Clifford like this. Nobody ever does. And what the fuck's he gonna do about it? Nothing. Guaranteed. Huh? Did you what? You had to what up? What is it? Yeah. Is it video anything? Yeah, I don't play video anymore. I don't. But he played him probably to keep out of his mind. Well, he didn't start doing draconian telekinetic stuff within the last 2 months. So he could be safe still. Because I let a secret out of the box. Internet telekinetic doesn't work. And well, I'm not ratting everybody out. This is the only way to man in New York and the underworld they can know what's going on out here. I don't think anything like that, but the men in DC are hopefully hoping they don't go to work, because I may be the only one trying to save them. They were the traffic lights. No, they weren't traffic lights. Not around when else they were. They're all green lights. Not for my family. Nope. Nope. I don't have any. In the relative list, nobody's green light. Unless it's someone in Corona. He had nothing to do with Wayne Astor dying. Or did he? He didn't see him. Wayne Astor was my grandfather, not the other, because he was there the whole time. 20 years, you know that. The answer is to drink water. Hydrate. Just to get to drink water. If you have to drink water, you can speak. In Montana, you need to drink water. So step in the sun now. He's up the need for water. And Cliff thinks he's going to bring all this to the table. And Pat thinks Cliff get along just fine with one of the guys. And the judge from Corona showed me how dangerous he was. And he knew one thing about me. I learned the lesson that he taught me. To not sleep with somebody's wife. That happened once. But I was at the show of force over the Hells Angels and the Nomads. Period. Because I learned the lesson from Doug. And he's a hitman. Not a Hells Angel or a Nomad. No. Because he got a Hells Angels rank from killing. And he's a hitman. And that's the truth. I don't know the lesson. Drove a boat. And me and him. My dad didn't even know he was there. Well, he's my dad. Well, I know the story because I knew that when I was up there in '09, helping him out with my other dad. Because I could write a book about all this. I ain't writing a book. Because the house is situation for outside, I wouldn't do that one because he's an ugly. His mom is supposed to be a good example to the rest of us so they don't act like fucking Hells Angels. He's even touch with nobody else. His mom is dead. So what are you doing? You're going against me. You had one of the highest paying years in 1 year around. I won't say where you from because I didn't feel it. Me taking my writing too seriously. So very quickly to the truth. Because it's Facebook. I can read a lot and write a lot. Someone just added me on Facebook. But she's somebody else. That's what I want to separate. She's stupid. So she needs a place to go. She forgets. We help her out when we need the most. They can use me today. I was. But that's not too wrong. But I can do this content thing in America. Unless she's going to threaten to call the cops on me, but she's kind of threatening to do for nothing. We had an argument. He's an organized criminal for 15 years. So I'm an unorganized criminal because Cliff Coffin wouldn't let me organize. I get no profit from the pink turf or a drug turf in this small town. That's a medium sized town. So this poker town, son. Because, Nathan Pollock has 2 names, baby. He wants me dead for something. He sat down with Brian Ledoux. Or Brian Bri. It's not his middle name. But he drove by me once. He didn't even see him. He didn't even notice him. And he drove by in his white fucking Maggie Dodge. And Brian, you owe me $2,000 fucking dollars. Because I paid you in 4 equal payments of $500. And hey, went straight into your account, Brian. From me, with love. Because Brian, fuck you. I won't spit on this man's floor because I won't. Because he drove right by and he didn't even see him. Didn't even see him. Because he sabotaged my truck the night before. That's why it broke down. Or did he have someone steal my pedal bike? Somebody stole that. Brian didn't know about that. That was in the man's building. Dan still manages it. Well, I'm not doing any fucking problems to that building. So, where's my fucking bike, Brian? Orange, black. You could have found it. You were mad because I gave a 1 month notice. Oh, Brian wanted to use Matt Hickson. He wanted to use Matt Hickson was the one that irritated me the other day. Oh, the Matt Hickson's would have to sell drugs and I'm not. That don't make no sense because he's kept alive by his mother. And he was never wanted to be a gangster, but he is now. But he was in the United Nations. He's in the Red Scorpions. Well, they keep their enemies close and their friends closer. Or their friends close and their enemies closer. There's Dragon. We don't want to hear about no fucking bike. And Skipper Coughlin keeps telling my sister, oh, he liked fucking her too, because he slept with Chrissy Hayden. Well, that's his daughter, but he likes dressing Montana up like a little girl, and he has a fetish. Well, too bad for him, because this doesn't destroy Sean's reputation at all. He's a different man. He's not his dad. His dad's into child pornography big time, because he snuck a computer into my house. It was my house when I was living there when I was 13, because I left home, and maybe Sherry Ann doesn't remember. I left home because you were a drunkard who couldn't handle the death of your son. Because your daughter is who drugged him. That's why he died. Because he was drugged by Chrissy. Because I didn't take a phone call doesn't mean he killed himself because of that. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. There's still the Hells Angels that put the run on him, and Valdez wanted revenge ever since he got raped. Did he get raped in North Van? Because he was raped by that crew, that Red Hayden Helms? Maybe he did get raped, but it wasn't in the showers. So you're probably wanted by the spy agency, Valdez. I haven't wrote an email yet. I'm working on it. It wouldn't have anything to do with organized crime. It would have something to do with Valdez being a spy. And was I married with a spy's place? Absolutely. We would still do it for love. I was sweating. So, if she didn't do it for love, then she's a good liar. If we did it as a way for her to stay in touch with herself, it wasn't a real marriage. And I was. We sat down at Rockenfurten and we tried. I never took she knows that, but I still loved her. I know when we got back to Canada, she was to pick Corey's side over some issue. She was brainwashed by the PC husband. He haven't brought me no cash yet. So, I'm not worried. Well, since the innocent. Well, the man back is, you want to probably spy upon on still. But as far as I know, the Queen England, the second, they know that it would be good. I'm going to research it all and then see the picture. I haven't saw a picture. I haven't seen a picture right now. She passed, Elizabeth passed away. Yeah, Elizabeth II would be Queen who passed away in 2022. No, she did. Charles. Yes. Yeah, no months ago. She passed away in 2022. The same day is the birthday of a young lady that I'm interested in. She's been hungry. I know something about she's one of these animal cases I guess. And she said tonight, like, does Chris know what it is to lose power? Does he need a visit? Because me and this man went over there. I mean, well, I would scare the fucking shit out of him. Because I don't know if you're not in each other, if you're devoted to your job. You don't pay much in the project, so you together. And, well, I have a first. I think that's what I do. She's easy. I don't know. It might be. Take it maybe. Somebody will switch some idea. And does that mean the government of Canada is down by the BC tax? Absolutely fucking not. Because it's got cash tax and you just wait. Because if I had an office built, well, I wouldn't be built. I need the oldest, richest building in downtown Canada. It's one in North Shore. North Shore for, I would have to say, 100 fish on it. And we'd be able to order me, Mr. Frustrator, not that food, one of the jobs. With respect to man by me, we've never had any problems in the job. Never at all. And, I can't remember what year that was. I was living on very flat. And it was a good thing to make into concept. But we wouldn't find this because First Nations men have found this. And it's part of nobody's challenging First Nations land. And that's it. Well, he hasn't called himself Savior. God still hasn't told him to come down. And Well, now we look at the place. We don't want to go to it. We haven't talked to it either. So we have to post. This is so much longer. Even if we close it up, it's still on fire. See, the fucking Los Angeles are under what I call grandmas in DC. These are all held hostage except for the ones in the low class. Because we're beating Clifford Coughlin. We're beating the fucking pants right off him. This Miss B serves as a nice replacement for Valdek Sinsevich, who sold his house in Lower Sahara. So, fuck you, Valdek. And I don't need any money from Pink Turf. I could take it. Because all I got to do is split a man's head open and take his turf. Well, I wouldn't do that because he's a friend. And I wouldn't do that to him because he's a friend, but he wants to act differently when I'm not here. That's when, like, he's and it's there. It's not a long haul flight, but I go to the south. Trying to give me some kind of broke a window with my Monte Carlo or the Toyota with a rock. Because she was having a little hissy fit. Because she thinks she's heiress to the fucking baking empire. Because well, they have an empire. Because it's not a fucking, it's not a mafia. That's for a fact. So. My mom is because she put something in the water jug and he drinks from it. He doesn't notice. And she's in the other room and she watches it. She and between him and Sarah, well, I love you both the same because you're still my fucking parents. And you too, obviously, that's so you don't love anyone who delivers so much excuse for you too, but why did Brett feel it's true? You don't know about that. It happened. That's when Brett was alive and he lived in Richmond. And I just gotten over you leaving Brett in the fucking city. Because people know my story, but he left Brett down there when he needed him most. He was in Zebra. He wasn't dead. Wanted him to go spy on a dope girl of Owens. He's over at Cornell. No one never made it to that property. He never did. And well, he got murdered in 2009, 2010. Someone's going to break or something like that. But this means that it's always over that. Having I really thought it. The only people who moved there having probably the government. Well, and it's my story, but this guy got to catch. But he's been in and out of that RV, and he's been stealing stuff from me and putting it here and there, trying to make it look scary. Because he knows he can't kill me, because I'm mafia. Which one? Well, the kid's got his own. That's what Jumbo called it. King. And I didn't murder Jumbo. I didn't. So, that's a fact. I'm not saying anything, because maybe it was, maybe it was. And that's that. And this one of these. Come on. Let's do it. I decided already I'm not going to. I ran to what's up and I have nothing to do with it. I just wanted to, just in case we get people, get the groups to take that fucking feed. But then I'll put it to Cheryl. I love she paid for my pizza. I was going to stay in the car tonight. I don't feel like staying in the property in Zona. Sherry Hayden. What do you think? Women live longer than you. Well, women live actually, but my mom was ferocious, and one of them said she doesn't. So, and Dee has that also to house scares. And is that because Sherry's been poisoning him the whole time? Brainwashed stuff? Because she doesn't put everything for that water in jug. Brainwashed like that. It's from somebody in Kelowna. That hangs you caught. You're caught, you motherfucker. And you have a secret with Mr. Bacon. Knows him personally. On the phone with him lots. And that's in California. He's in a car dealership, flagship. And it's for him. But he owns it. I lived on the front of the road. from probably February. And what happened there, Mr. Bacon? There's no proof of that. So what are you going to do, call for another hit on me? Because everyone's watching. You're caught. I'm not hurting anybody. You know exactly what that is. Someone called and told you. And Mr. Donaldson, oh, does he have? And nobody knows about nothing because unless my phone was cloned and it was on an iPhone, well, I knew a man and he was trying to pick me up. I know him exactly. And I don't have his number anymore because he's got mine. And I just, and I knew the importance of him. And, well, I deleted, factory deleted my cell phone number and I knew I should have said, it's not on my contract. And I know good men have reached out to me, and he probably thought I was Christopher Gregoire. Well, Christopher Gregoire is a homosexual. He is. And I know him well still because I grew up with him. But he doesn't have the right to get the pass to kill me. Nobody in BC does. Because Brock Cash members, well, we're shaping up to the thing because I know somebody who cares about me. And I would never say that to him. Because he's like, we're good, man. Let's go for it. We all know it. One of them, but David Jr. We get on just great. We do. And I know his name well because of his voicemail. And he didn't want to take a chance, but I'm just getting strawberry from like me getting it from him. But it's way over that because it's a matter of can he tough it. I mean, he might have a debt out of Vancouver he wants to get around, so he's going to go to court. And if he can do it in person, he did. And he would have. And he said no to David Jr. And I stand in the way of everybody in BC because Cliff and Mr. Bacon in California keep in touch. They do. We have for years, but we secret and guaranteed it. And for me and myself and I visit from the huddle, and he simply showed him not much at all because their brainwashing is lost and completely. Everybody's watching you. See, family still in the bar. I don't tell anybody. I don't tell people. Well, I told this man, we're best friend of one. I told Sydney or Sydney. Well, she might not have been able to learn, so I can't give her time. And I can't see that. They're talking about high level stuff. And I know exactly where she is. But I remember I got a photograph of somebody on my group, my Uncle Johnny's celebration of life. She's mentioned that. Uncle Johnny might not have a photograph. I never did later. But she talked to me. I was in grade 6. It was 5, 4. Got the time in grade 2. So I'm not grade 3, so I was in Canal grade 2. And nobody knew I was mentioned except for me and me. And she was making single monkey. And nobody knows what I'm talking about. Because the think tank is worse than Nancy Pelosi. And she's not my wife. And inside joke. Because she owns a piece of property in Victoria. I hope her get out of the nothing happened. Sure that statements happen. Sure that she may not be there, but I know the news. I'm very pro-America. And well, no, I'm not. I'm just pro-government. Kind of a whistleblower, but I'm not whistleblowing against any mafias because I'm not a mafia. I'm not whistleblowing against any mafia. And well, they sure. It's one thing they don't want in the commissary is for the mafia. Well, not mine. The one I have is just me. And I'm not giving it to nobody. And they're trying to run me out of the dope business because they probably think that they haven't seen Cocaine Cowboys, and somebody who's been doing this research because I'm an organized crime historian. Maybe not the best, but I'm going to get it at school. So I'm planning to leave at school. People my age, 35-year-olds, they remember a violent man in the stories. They don't tell anybody about it because the stories basically scared you out of the legal work. And the only ones that were non-violent, they were getting to be in no danger. And I've been talking shit about them for 21 years and they haven't killed me yet. They're trying to be much. For no reason. Nobody's puts their hand down my tit and sees it. Purple! That's a good quote from the movie. And trivia. You won't find out on the no. Well, that's not. Good movie. Somebody smells that. That's good. I didn't know what it means. Work one second. Yeah, relevant. Other side, I was paying attention. That is one. Please. I know that. That's not what happened when there's many TV out for me and mine and nobody else's. Granted, I had a place where man and parent. That's just for me. And, I didn't ever have something at all. He tried to I didn't mention stuff once. No once. That's because I didn't. No one's still around. Probably still making money. Part of the country. That's valid. Personal. Yes, me. Alex is on Soviet mode. Soviets don't exist anymore, man. His heart's gonna break. And then he's gonna think, he's not gonna think anything like that, bro. Because you're not brainwashing. I will never think. Once you put something in his family, valid. You know what I do with this valid? Your melon valid? Valid's melon. No, I'm picking it up, but I don't want to pick it up. It's not there. Because valid, what'd you do? Valid, what'd you do at what year, valid? Somebody you know? Somebody that you knew personally, and you picked orders, you said that is a bragger. He's a bragger. And as we talk, I'm not picking on anybody. Step out. He's trying to brainwash me as we speak. Because he's trying to I don't know anybody. And he's trying to do something. He's trying to do something. He's trying to do something. He tried to sabotage the police in. And, well, some policemen probably lost their friends. Not really talking. And I don't know what it was. I didn't get love with that. I was not here talking. I couldn't speak this because he hasn't come back. I was obviously. Ones that happen. Stayed away from me. Tyler's how's England? No, it's not. No, his dad is. And his dad is one of the he's just like that. We probably had his work, but it wasn't him, it wasn't me. And Uncle Sid worked there, but he doesn't anymore. He didn't want to live in the city. And I said, Tyler I was close to him. He's not my son. I know. Since, me and Pat's not doing good. I mean, no. Oh, like, I was just between something. I was on the property where police got somehow got a call from, I'm guessing it was Smiley. And of course, that's what I'm guessing. Because he was because he knew me. And Brian bought that company. And he's in his name. Because one of the kids sent him the streets in the basement. He doesn't need the money. His name was never even offered me a free fucking seat. Didn't offer me a fucking thing. They think they're just but we don't have a search market. It doesn't exist. That's what they have because basically my politics. That's like either way. I would do that thing. My friend. And, if I don't use it, I'm always here with him. He's my buddy. He's a content creator. He has the bets here. One just got behind that. Those are his guys. I know that. I wouldn't have that because he's my buddy. So I'm pouring in some guts for content creation. And because we got some information, but I went through a couple different channels. And is that when I call the cops and all that? So everyone's criminal, that's it. And it's not like this is that's either I'm not good. That's awesome. Because they wouldn't tell me if they were. And he's not. That's awesome. Because that's a good thing. And um, he can see that judges. I know that. He's not as good as that. And that's what it is. There's an experience issue. Dad doesn't like this. Dad is still dad. He feels up until 13. And well, I don't like the song. Because he who holds the operating system doesn't hold the content creation. So, um, so I don't know who's maybe he could come pick me up. He probably would if I was away from dad. He's still dad. Never put the colors on. Not quite, bro. He's not like that. That's about it. They've been trying to shut me down. All the ones I'm talking to. They've been trying to shut me down since February. And they're all taking Valdic stuff because the problem in BC is nobody knows who's the Hell's Angel. Who is? I'll tell you one thing. This worked pretty good on a camera. And Preston is the broke. He's not broke yet. Oh, they still like that. He's the one that had an affair with the course. He had an affair with somebody's wife, and that was fine. Mafia don't do that in front because guess who's got their own me. And they got the politics all done. And she's having a clipper, and it's like weekend. Maybe a goddamn lie, but good idea. Expert in time. Asking pharmacy, building, and only some people know trade secrets. And I don't do back channel with nobody. That's from a movie. I can't do which one. And this is that like school. And nobody knows who I am because I'm never online. I'm the ghost in the darkness. And he just wants to have totalitarianistic, you know, say over my fucking YouTube impersonations. Because one day I'm allowed to sell drugs, the next day I'm not allowed. There's somebody in California that doesn't like when I call him something. Well, you reach out to somebody you ran out of your life because he might have the golden connection that you need to stay in business. And I brought you this to your own fucking bedroom because you're up or you're in your surveillance room or you're in your bedroom on the smartphone because you can't sleep. You're scared of something. Do I need to ask you or tell you Mr. Bacon in California, not the one who called Philly. He's awesome. He's living in the shadow of his brother, but those two don't get along. They put up with each other. But the Mr. Bacon, his bedroom scared on his smartphone, he's the one that got Chrissy to drop my brother. Or she just did it on her own whim. Anyway, any fucking way you shape it up, I don't like her, not one bit. And she has a father named Michael Grimm. That's Tyler's real father, or real grandfather, sorry. Real grandpa. Because Guy isn't your grandpa. He doesn't keep in touch with you. And I don't have your number. I asked for it for the other day from him. He wouldn't give it to me. So, Matthew, you don't have to listen to your mother because he's not into the action. Well, we're not in that mafia. Me, myself, and me. Well, all pertains to just me. And I'm clever because the hackers, right? They don't like him. Nope, there's some do. Some that are on their housing payroll. Well, they're not on Wayne Astor's payroll. Keep us housing with their prostitute. And I could say some of this. All depends if I want to take this out myself. That was loud enough spoken. This place. She would probably accept it. And Sherry's cat. She wants out of that relationship. She's just up to me, but she would get any of the money that Wayne Astor left her. And was she poisoning him or wait until he dies off? Who's he going to leave it to? Well, probably me if I'm in the will at all. I probably am. Because I'm not, I told them both to donate mine. I meant that. Or they should change the will to give it to Tyler and Matthew. Because that's the right thing to do. Because after anything happens accidentally, because you both are going to live long lives, one of you is in the bedroom, the other is on the couch. If Dad's scared somebody's going to come and do something because of me, no one's coming to that property. Nobody. Your politics are sound, but he's trying to make a power grab. He's asking for me. And I could get over what he said about the green. I can. Well, I don't think the people because I'm pretty smart. Just around the gate saying he's not allowed. And, well, gee, you don't go anywhere. He's made mistakes and concluded his criminal career. You could be not a fall guy, and you're not caught yet. So I haven't done any crime as a house angel once in my life. I never ever supplied drugs off anybody. Because Val is one. He never showed me the colors. And I never hung around with Val because he'd have to say that. And he never fucking said it to me. No, he didn't. Nope, never did. He drugged me on my wedding day. She was really saying when he told me, yeah, right, he drugged me. I can't remember that night at all. I woke up puking. And I wouldn't show it. But he put something in there and Bangkok had an answer. KTV tricks. Spy secrets. He was right there. He must have done. And, well, he's lost and found, but I found him. He's got no slinky. And, well, I told him 120,000 Canadian dollars or $100,000 USD, and I would stop talking on the internet. They won't pay it because they won't pay it. And two men aren't Hells Angels, but I thought maybe were. No, they're not. They're still two good men from us. And and two other men are, but they're still two good men from us. And nobody knows what I'm talking because one man remembers function, right? They're not a function of the business. And use this man here. We don't go to this. I've been up there a couple of times. I used to plant food and but I just never had it. I don't even know but I didn't get in. Well, probably wanted it to me. And I was exclusive to I was not a math guy. And well, I haven't changed much. And neither did you. I know this things are nice. Some remember about it passed behind, and I'm still good. And I don't do any class anymore. Except we put drug therapy, nature is never anybody's to do. It's always shared. It's always shared by force or by handgun or usually not grenade, and usually not by ballistic missiles because that's not organized crime stuff. And, uh, and I know a name because it came in my mind, but it's because it just came in my mind. And I know I'm going through some movie or a book or something, but I won't say it because, well, I'm not talking about it right now. Somebody knows that, but other men just missed that. Well, me and a man from my service were gangster rap. And I once went to yeah, and no, it doesn't mean I'm hanging around. No, it doesn't. I have my muscle, and I do. It's good as gold, you know. And all the way from Vancouver to Whistler to Canada. Well, that's not the Golden Triangle. That was in Southeastern Asia. And somebody knows or something I said. And I met Ron once in my dreams, and I'm just saying we were shoot out in the middle of Coquihalla. Because I don't mean to shake Chris very hard. Or he tried to get in with me. And it didn't work out, so he was shipping back up here. That's when Chris had a chance to kill me because he was cracking up that he could have stabbed me in the throat, but look out him. I mean, I wanted to take out it. He'd know. And the last time he was in the car with me, so why is there scraps still at Henry's? Why is this scrap still over there? Because Riley's never there, and he can afford to pay for place. He doesn't like Chris. Just doesn't know how to tell him. And I was there. There's a knife on top of your fridge. Well, that was from Chris. He put it there. He's trying to scare me. He's the one that did the work. He's PT. That's what his that's from. He's in this is a arse situation down here. And that's nothing to do with Whistler or near River Shore. Except for, well, Clifford is he just past River Shore? He is. And except I can do it 80 plus years of age, but very nice little thing around 80. And somebody ran him into that fucking wall. You know the pictures? I'm 48. I'm not happy. And people should start respecting my opinion because there's nobody on the roads to tell us at night because I'm I'm not 15. Because that's when you told me, well, if you're calling my phone's off the network. There's only one network, isn't there? Well, tell the Hells Angels then. Do they all want their own network now? It's the cool thing in town? Well, I must have missed that memo because they have me on a different network and my phones are in my briefcase. Because when I leave here, I'm coming back. We just did some streaming tonight together and man just has too much talking because he doesn't need to know anything about what I do. And I do more than talk because so that's not real because uh, Guy hasn't done any crime that anyone can remember that's under, oh, I don't know, I'm 35 and he had me and I straightened him out. Or was it Cornell that straightened him out? Because he was, no, he didn't have anybody out. That was somebody that was forced for that. He still doesn't feel good about it. That's someone Guy would like to straighten out, but he fell victim to Pat and Cliff. And they know somebody in California named Mr. Bacon. He gave me okay on that. And not his brother. And his brother reached out to a place called Philly, and they're not in. And, Mr. Bacon in California, you're on the hot seat. And did you reach out to somebody yet? He doesn't want to. Because, okay, that's fine. And it's a wing game, isn't it? So I'm connected to the good side of the Hells Angels. To somebody, he hasn't found this yet. Because he hasn't. He's right on the next mob radio. And, well, which one? And I just spell which. And I remember Sister's song. I remember meeting beautiful women once in my life because that's they're only allowed to meet me once in a while. I mean, that's what's breaking California. That's what he's trying to do to me. It's just let me meet people. And when he says he must have a database of all the people that sold drugs in this city because they're just trying to run around and get to not deal with me. And people don't mind me. I'm a drug dealer, but That's what my Mafia is based on. And I don't sell drugs, you know what I mean? I'm not going to. So, dude, I'm not going to come in illegal in 9 months. Never. I used a bonus on me for contacts and small prostitutes in Pomona. And that must have been Chris very well because he lived in the same window in Eric Road. They seen it come up in communications hotel, and that was the Hells Angels security for the road. You don't remember that. I could have pinpointed it. I was in an area. They triangulate phones. We got caught now. Derek's caught. And then so we hope she's in jail. Well, it probably isn't. Got good connection. It's not a good woman that would get him out of jail. Because I'm just wondering how her hair's skin. And sure it's better. And Derek, I drove past you once. He drove a black Mustang. Must have been before your mother sold. I observed it well. I must have drove through River Shore recently. And driving around doing something and looking at the mountains. Cliff, that's a theory. It's just a theory, Cliff, because you're not Illuminati, you're not the Pope, and you're not a Lord. You never fucking will be. Mr. Bacon in California never will be any of those things, ever. So I'm going to turn this off because I got to get to work. And defensive, I know. And it might have to happen. So we'll see. I'll be back after this ad break. And I'm not saying anything about anyone because it's my favorite movie. And the bonfire in Dallas. And he's fucking me out of my own homework. He is. Because I fucking don't like him tonight. And I'm simply elsewhere streaming. And that's it. And I will be somewhere else shortly. Maybe I should word it that way.